I'm Toby Morris, and I am a director of films and commercials. What have I done? Started in short films, done a bunch of shorts. We did a feature when I was younger, and then moved into the professional world, now working mainly doing online content, a lot of that sort of stuff, short documentaries and comedy skits and short films for clients, as well as still doing my own stuff on the side. I got into it when I saw the making of Star Wars, and I'd never, in my mind, it was never a connection between movies and people would actually make them. Like, they always just existed as their own thing, and I didn't realize that was something you could do. And then when I saw that these people, that's what they did with their lives, was just make stuff, I was like, that's awesome, I'm doing that. And yeah, just kept going at it ever since. That was when I was like 12 or something, and then I was pretty much just, I was done from then. But I guess when we were like 16, me and my mates made a little feature film on weekends, and then put that out, screened that in a cinema, and I guess that was the sort of the realization for me that you can do this, like we can do it on our own, and we didn't need millions of dollars behind us to be able to call ourselves filmmakers. And so for me, it's just been, making stuff, constantly building onto bigger and bigger levels to the point where, obviously we're still building, but we're now capable of putting together professional looking products without needing, I don't know what I'm saying.
That's all right.
What's the question again?
That's all right.
The big steps.
Big steps. No, all your points were good.
Film festivals, I think. Film festivals was a big one. Starting to, we're lucky enough to get a few awards, and festivals are a great supportive environment where you get lots of people sharing their ideas and connecting, and I think that they help you they give you a good little confidence boost, I guess, because you put all this work into something, and then to see it screened and have people hopefully appreciating it and liking it makes you go, all right, well, let's do another one, and then you just keep going. The feature we did was called, it was so bad, it's called A True Story, and it was just me and my mates every weekend going down in the bush, and we had one mate, Greg, and 3 or 4 others who were dressed as army guys, and Greg was just wearing black, I think, and so we started shooting it thinking it'd be 10 minutes long, didn't write a script, we were just like, we'll be right. Went out and started, and then, so we'd finish that weekend, and then I go, okay, well now this could happen in the story, and the next weekend we'd go and do that, and then we'd go, okay, well, what happens then? Oh, I guess we could do something like this, and then we just keep going for about a year, I think, every weekend. We just kept shooting until we had this thing that was like an hour long, and it was like, oh, okay, well, no, I think we got to like half an hour, and then it was like, oh, may as well keep going, may as well make it an hour. Then it's a feature, 60 minutes. So I think it's like 61 minutes or something, just so we could call it a feature. And it's just a mishmash of just film references and, a little action comedy thing. It was just fun. And that's the thing, is we'd watch The Last Samurai or something, and then there'd be a scene that we liked, so we'd just copy that scene and do something just like it in our film. And it's just like an hour of, it's pretty much just a catalogue of all the films we saw that year that we liked, and then we just jumbled bits together into this comedy thing. But it was funny. It was a good times. I shot it on just a little handy cam, so it's just me shooting it handheld, running around. And it was funny because you can tell like from the start to the end of it, because it took like a year. You can like see the point in the film. I think it's like 20 minutes in, I started figuring out that you could shoot multiple people in dialogue scenes and cut between them. And before that, it's sort of just back and forth, panning, and people liked it. Like, we showed it. It was just we were in year 10 or something, so we had hired a cinema out, and everyone from our school came, and it's just a laugh seeing all your mates up on the big screen being dumb. It's just funny. It's good. So in between professional projects we've been making, it's really just me and a close group of mates who just are constantly making just comedy stuff. I think that's the dream, is to do like a comedy feature or like a sketch comedy show. Would be great.
And so what was I helping you out on?
So you came along and helped us shooting a film called Yoga Bonito, which is an action comedy film with our 2 lead characters, Mac and Wachowski. It's just an over-the-top, it's like an homage to like Die Hard and all those great action films of the 80s and 90s where it was all done for real, and it was just a good time at the cinema. Nothing was too there was no computer effects or anything like that. It's just fun. So it's been going good. It's always tricky now that everyone has jobs and things. It's hard to make stuff happen for free. So the films get harder and harder to make, the short films, but that's all right. That's part of the deal. So we've started shooting. We've got a bit of it in the can, and we just sort of, now one of our actors is getting married, so we've got to wait for, he's got to get a haircut, so we've got to wait for his hair to grow back. It's just all these little things like that we didn't think of, that just keep pushing it on and on. So it's been going on for a while now, but we're getting there, chipping away at it. Yeah, so I wanted it to be really, it's like a ridiculous comedy storyline, but I want it to be presented in this really legit cinematic way, like something like Hot Fuzz or something. So we've had some great stunt guys came and helped us out doing some stunts in it the other night. We've got lots of guns and vehicles and car chases and all sorts of stuff, and just like, I love the idea of shooting it all really well and having it look amazing but just be ridiculous and stupid. And so that's what we're doing pretty well at the moment. The challenges is, I think scheduling's the biggest one. It's just when you got to shoot with 25 people involved and everyone's doing it for free just because they want to help out. Obviously you're going to have to work around their, people's lives and what they've got going on, and it just gets really, really hard with that many people to find a date that everyone can do, and then to bring in all the other factors, location be available and hiring of gear and everything like that. And scheduling's the biggest thing. Yeah, budget's always it's always a thing. We're doing, for what we're achieving, we're spending almost nothing, but it is still money, and it's still hard to find for projects that are just for fun. So yeah, we're doing pretty well. I think it's costing us, a couple of grand to do a big legit looking action film. I'm happy to save that up and put that into it. I think it's worthwhile.
And what's the future for Yogo Bonito?
I don't know. And we're just doing it really, like, honestly, just for fun. Like, we're going to do a little screenings and stuff with our mates, but and of course we will enter it in festivals and things, I think, because you're putting this much effort into something, you don't want to just have it go, oh, that was fun. That's the end of that. But no, nothing targeted. Like, we're not doing it for Tropfest or anything, so we're just making it in our own time, and then once it's done, then we'll look at what to do with it. Or also maybe the idea is potentially there to use it as a pilot for a TV series or something. Yeah. Yeah, that guy's a nut. He's amazing. He just does anything. We were doing some stunt stuff, and he was coming up with some great stunts, and we were shooting it all, and then he said, do you want me to do a running fall? I was like, oh yeah, that could be cool. He said, I'll run full speed, and then it's like I get shot and it'll fall to the ground. I was like, yeah, awesome. Do that if you want to do that. If you're sure you can do that. Like, all these things, I was like, I would love for that to happen, but I don't want you to get injured, but they know what they're doing. And then he just did it. He was sprinting full speed and then just smashed into the ground. And it was an oyster farm, so there's bits of oysters and shit all over the ground, and he just smashed his head straight into the ground from running full speed. And then he got up and he was like, yeah, was that good? I was like, yeah, it's fine, but your face just exploded. He's got all this blood coming down here, and within about 2 seconds his whole forehead had gone out like there, like he got stung by a massive bee or something. But he was just like, oh, that's fine, it's fine. And I hope he was all right. I didn't see he had to go soon after. Do you know what happened to him?
Yeah, he's all good.
He's fine, yeah.
He's used to that.
Yeah.
So tell us, who were the guys and what was the story behind the fridge shot? Because that looked fantastic.
Yeah, well, we were walking around the location just looking for cool stunt things, and then Ryan and Steve saw this fridge and we're like, oh, Ryan could fall into it and it falls over, and then Steve falls over him, and we're like, yeah, it sounds awesome. So then we had 2 cameras rolling, we said action, and they're coming out with the guns blazing, and then Ryan gets hit in the shoulder and falls onto the fridge, which falls over, and then he fell off it as Steve fell onto him. It was a really cool shot. And then as he hits the ground, there's just a moment of perfect comedic timing where the door of the fridge just went plonk right on the top of his head. Just made this big dong sound, and it was just like, yes, That is brilliant. That's a good question, because I have not, for about a year or something, I had not been to the movies and gone and walked out going, yes, that was an awesome movie, like that was a great experience. Until last weekend, I saw Gravity and Rush, and they were both amazing. I don't know what it was. I think Gravity was just like spectacular, but Rush was, I think it was just a simple story, just done well. I think everything's overcomplicated now and very cynical. And to me, I just love stuff where, I don't know, maybe I'm a sucker for more feel-good kind of stuff. But yeah, what makes a good film? It's good characters, good storyline, just do it well. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tricky one.